So weather report, early December, the past couple days. Warmer than normal, up in the low to mid 80s. I think it's usually in the upper 70s probably right now for a normal high. We haven't had much rain. I think it maybe a few minutes of it yesterday in the afternoon, but mostly it's been dry for a couple days. But then today cooled way down to 60 degrees right now at around probably 5 p.m. or so. And I enjoy that. I like the cold stuff. Warm is okay. Too warm is when it starts getting up into the 80s, even just the heat index, not even just the ambient temperature. When it gets into about 83, 84, especially if there's full sun on me, like in the middle of the day. I don't enjoy that kind of heat too much unless I'm swimming or something like that to cool off. Or maybe on a bike I can tolerate low 80s because the wind is hitting you on the bike, but mostly that's not what I go for any kind of vigorous activity like being out here doing this. This is what I like to do. I like the activity, but I have to wait for the cooler weather. It doesn't have to be 60, but I don't want mid 80s. I started watching this guy recently. He's got a hiking channel, Hike with Mike. He does hikes in Florida. He's an older guy like me, I believe, and talks about being cold all the time. So he'd be freezing out here right now. And I think relative to me, most people are much colder. I'm very hot-blooded. I've been that way since I was a kid, and it never changed. But sometimes it feels almost like I'm getting hot flashes. I'm so hot-blooded that I just, as soon as the heat and humidity get up there, that's how I feel. But this weather just feels great to me. I can be out all day in it. I can sleep in it. And it invigorates me, actually. So I'm just enjoying being out here right now. Still dry today. I mentioned it was dry a couple minutes ago for a few days. Actually, it's been mostly dry since that really rainy day in the middle of November we had. I think it was November 17th. We had 6 inches. And I left town for Thanksgiving and came back, but I believe it was dry the whole time I was gone. Still dry. So that's what's happening. The wet season has ended. So we're getting cooler weather, less rain, and the days actually, believe it or not, have started getting longer at the end of the day. The overall day still getting shorter until December 21st. But then I noticed recently, I checked the local sunset times because I do a lot of stuff outdoors at the end of the day. And they're already growing longer at the end of the day, just not the beginning of the day. Beginning of the day still getting a little shorter, but only by a fraction of a minute every day. Looking out the next couple of months, by March 10th when the time changes, I'll have 2 more hours of daylight. So one from the time change and one from a minute or half a minute of increased daylight every day. So looking forward to that because you'll have more time, less rain, and cool weather. Sweet spot for all those things for me to do more stuff. Right now I'm so busy traveling and getting ready for Christmas and a lot of other things. I'm not getting as much adventuring in as I'd like. This is just a mini thing I'm doing here today. But January, February, March will be big ones if things go well. I'll be out here doing more stuff, more complicated stuff than this, longer treks than this. So more to come.